Once again, we have hazy skies here in downtown Toledo. You're going to find kind of the best way to measure how hazy it is. I've been using the mighty Maumee River because you can actually see still a little bit of that as we face towards the south. But I am going to be watching this afternoon to see if the smoke will continue to thicken. But we don't have bright blue skies as we once again just have the smoky conditions. The heaviest portion of the smoke will be actually towards our east. And the reason for that is that that low pressure that we have. It's just pulling in. It's taking its counterclockwise rotation and pulling from Quebec that smoke, and it's going to be coming right back into the Midwest and even the Great Lakes region. So by tonight, we're still going to be sitting kind of towards that middle portion of our intensity regarding the smoke. Overnight, we'll have a little bit of a break, but not much. As you can see, even heavier smoke will be setting up for Friday. I would not be shocked if our Friday is kind of the worst day as far as the smoke, considering what we will be looking at. There's a lot of variables here as far as the fire, the location of the low pressure system, our winds. There are a lot of things to calculate as we look ahead to this, but still plan on today and tomorrow to be very smoky outside. As far as our current air quality, you're going to be finding that we're into that orange. Not far from us, we have that unhealthy. So that means that those in the sensitive population in the orange, whether you have asthma, breathing difficulties, you're maybe in that elderly group, you're going to find that it could be a little bit trickier, a little more sensitive to your lungs, to where if you're in that unhealthy, even the general population is going to experience and not feel as comfortable about this. Now, our air quality index, that has, yes, been into this orange. So that means that you are going to have some concerns as far as your comfortability while you're outside. If you want to head on out, just do it in a short period of time, but then come back in, use your air purifier, use your air conditioning, keep the windows closed, kind of keep that smoke out of your house, so then you do have some comfortable time and you don't have to worry so much about air quality in your safe and comfy space. But the poor air quality is going to be affecting a lot of folks because it acts a lot like our seasonal allergies. So that's why you're going to notice maybe, hey, my allergies have been bothering lately. Well, it's probably because some of that smoke, it's gotten in your nose just like pollen does, and then your body reacts very similar. So maybe you've noticed that post-nasal drip, maybe you have a scratchy throat, some sinus issues, some congestion, tiredness. You're gonna just feel, well, hey, not right. I just don't feel good. So just be mindful that it could be the smoke that's bothering. Of course, head over to your doctor's office and have them give you another look at how you're feeling. Now, as far as the dry weather, the wildfires are not helping with that. Yesterday was our 18th dry day in a row, and we are going to be looking at potentially tying up that record as we go into tomorrow. So more than likely, I'm not looking at a lot of rain in that forecast. We will continue to add this number up, but also be looking at that record set back in 1988 as far as those dry conditions. You'll also remember that year, pretty dry, and also we had some big heat, so we'll be keeping an eye to that. I'm thankful to say though that we have some weekend rain on the way. The timing has fluctuated a little bit. It's looking a little bit towards the back half of our weekend, and even later on Sunday that we will see that rainfall. Of course, use radar on the WTOL 11 weather app for your Sunday plans or any plans that you have any day of the week, but also keep an eye on that daily tab to see if that rain does shift a little bit in our forecast. You're going to find that our rain chances, though, looking ahead, we kind of peak around Sunday, but with it being later, we've held with some of that rain into Monday and even Tuesday. So we actually have a couple of days here where we are looking at rain and moisture to be into our forecast. You'll find on Thursday, we have another chance of some rain. So the pattern finally starting to move along. It's been a little bit plugged up and blocked, so we are going to see some more movement. That means a pattern change, and that means hopefully some rain to help us catch up because we have a lot of catch up to play here. The hour-by-hour forecast, as we look ahead, your Friday going to be dry. We'll be watching for the smoke, though, so that is still going to be in the forecast. Even Saturday, of course, I'll be watching to see if we do still have some of that smoke hanging around. But here comes the rain as we go into your later half of Sunday and even Monday morning. You can still see green for many of us. As far as the amounts of rain, it's not going to be enough to add up to where we are going to be in good shape. It will be some rain. It will buy us at least a couple of days for our farmers and local crops that we have that are trying to make a go of it for this season. So it will buy us some time, but it's not going to add up to the amount of rainfall that we need. As far as the weekend, how it looks for those who do have plans, Saturday will be just fine. We'll actually have that summer heat as highs will be into the mid-80s. Still dry though on Saturday. Sunday, later into the day is when we will introduce that rain into the forecast. It'll be a little more summer-like, and because that rainfall is late, we have bumped our highs into the mid-80s because we should see some of that heat with that southerly flow that'll allow that number to jump. before we have that rainfall coming in to cool things out. So that's why you're going to find 70s for today and tomorrow due to the haziness. Then we bump up those highs into the mid 80s for the weekend. And then when we have that rainfall, you'll see we kind of drop those highs back into the 70s for early next week. Now we have another chance of some rain on Thursday, so that's why we're flapping back and forth between the 70s and the 80s. But we do also have still some dry days that are yet to come. So of course, make sure you stay updated with the WTOL 11 weather app on the weekend rain chances, but also these numbers that are jumping up and down.